Welcome to Cargo Film Presents. I'm Dan.
And I'm Dave.
At Cargo Film Presents, we feature documentaries from our collection that you can watch on various streaming and digital platforms. Today we are discussing Kung Fu Elliot. In Kung Fu Elliot, Elliot White Lightning Scott dreams of becoming Canada's first action hero with his low-budget karate epic, Blood Fight. This bizarre and entertaining documentary captures 2 years in the lives of a passionate amateur filmmaker, his supportive partner, and their outrageous cast, all trying to realize their dreams. But with everyone's hopes pinned on Elliot, this comedic drama unfolds in a shocking and complex examination of how we lie to ourselves.
Perfect. Well, what can I say? I couldn't even get through the synopsis without laughing. This is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. I'm not sure what that reveals about me, but I don't care. You know, the film packs a punch. Sorry for the pun. It has many layers of enjoyability. I don't know if that's a word, but it has these many layers. I mean, first off, you have Elliot. Did you mention where the story takes place?
Not specifically Canada, but you can go into more detail.
Right, it's in the Maritime provinces. That is the eastern part of Canada, and gosh, I believe it's Nova Scotia, small town in Nova Scotia, so small community. Not unlike the classic documentary American movie, and the main character of that movie, you have this guy Elliot who's so desperately wants to be a movie star and a filmmaker, and yet he's so bad at it, and yet he wins you over. So you're not laughing at him. He does win you over and as a character, because he's so utterly sincere about his goal of being, Canada's answer to Jean-Claude Van Damme, and so just there the movie is a bit of a fun ride throughout. And then there are other things. He's got this quirky relationship with his girlfriend Linda, who throughout the whole movie is waiting for him to propose, and they have a very combative relationship, and it's funny, and she supports him financially while he's trying to make his epic film that will break him as a star. And she definitely has some of the best one-liners in the film. I can go on and on, but I'll let you speak to it a little bit.
Yeah, I would argue that this might be the most quotable documentary of all time. There are so many incredible lines that I think many people have thought that this is a mockumentary or is not a true story or a documentary, just because the scenarios and the lines that Elliot comes up with, as well as his cast, are just bonkers. He essentially describes his filmmaking style as cheese, respectable cheese. Some of his previous ultra low budget kung fu films include The Stalker and the Hero and They Killed My Cat, about a man whose cat is murdered, and he attempts to avenge his cat's death. I believe that's the synopsis. So, I mean, you can't help but love the eccentricity and the just bizarreness of Elliot and his crew. And I guess one of the questions that looms over the plot of the film is, will he ever finish this epic martial arts masterpiece that he's been making for 2 years?
Yeah, you'll have to watch to find out. But that point of it looking or somehow referencing a mockumentary film, that was a big controversy when this film was released. That there are a lot of viewers, either mainly at festivals, but then eventually when the film was released in theaters and beyond, that people did not believe that this was a real documentary, and that it was set up, and the filmmakers, um, uh, whose names I will get momentarily, defended it at every opportunity in every interview, because you can see why some of those accusations would take place. The film is eccentric, and is stranger than fiction often, and ultimately takes this really weird turn towards the end, which gets very dark, and morphs into something else. So you can imagine people sitting there thinking that these filmmakers stumbled upon this story, and realize this can't be happening. It's too good to be true. I mean, this is such a crazy story.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just cycling through some of the scenes. What is your favorite scene, or what scene do you remember from the film that just makes you laugh?
Well, there are way too many that I can think of, but I enjoyed his Elliot takes an epic trip to China, and
Yes.
he somehow gets there on some kind of because he's got he runs out of money to make his film, and therefore has to take a real job, and he takes his job as training as a massage therapist, and somehow the group gets some kind of grant to go to China to learn massage therapy from professional Chinese massage therapists. And while there, he goes to the Great Wall and chats up many women and tourists, and is plays the role of a major movie star, and introduces himself as Canada's version of Jackie Chan, and people fall for it and are taking pictures with him, thinking that he's some big star, and he's just playing the part, and he's just loving it. He's just eating it all up, and this is the dream. He knows it in his mind. It isn't real, but he's getting ever so close to it by pretending to be this star in a country that doesn't know any better.
It's remarkable that, and I mean, my favorite is also on that trip that he takes to China, where he goes to the Shaolin Temple, and he displays some of his martial arts moves for one of the monks there, and the guy is just like, "How long have you studied Kung Fu for?" And Elliot says, 7 years, and the guy just is shaking his head.
Oh my gosh, that's classic.
Great moment. So
absolutely hilarious. Yeah,
just...
no, that's it, so the film does just deliver endless moments of fun and strangeness, and as I say, the filmmakers do such a wonderful job, and the filmmakers are Jaret Belliveau and Matthew Bauckman, Canadian filmmakers, and do such a wonderful job, keeping the story, reined in as much as possible until the end, when it does take a strange turn.
Yeah, exactly. It's that the ending there that provides the gut punch, where you start to wonder, whether Elliot is possibly delusional. Is he a sociopath? what is with this guy? And it leaves you wondering after you leave. So if you're interested in these kind of really fascinating character studies, this is that film. If you're looking for the kind of documentary that you might file under cult classic, then this is it. And my dream, or my hope, not my dream, my hope one day is that someone turns this into a fictional film, like like they did The Disaster Artist with Tommy Wiseau's The Room. I mean, has very, there's a lot of similarities between Kung Fu Elliot and Tommy Wiseau and The Room. these sort of dreamers, lovable loser dreamers, trying to realize their ambitions of greatness.
Yes, or there's a follow-up documentary on Elliot, who purportedly has fled to China and has been living there for a while now, and trying reportedly trying to make movies there, or and is at least giving it a go to make a life there. So. I'm sure there are other shenanigans going on there that would be hilarious to document, all under the the shadow of the Chinese government. So add an extra layer of intrigue to that follow up potentially.
I would love to see that. So, yeah, as we pitched it, the man, the myth, the legend in his own mind. Go and watch Kung Fu Elliot. It's on. Where is it on these days?
Well, it's on various transactional platforms around the world. Certainly on iTunes and Amazon and Vimeo. Check it out. Yep, absolutely. You will not be sorry.
So let's roll the clip.
And the two films that Chuck Norris did that I enjoyed the most was The Octagon and Eye for an Eye. I think we're back in that era where people want to see a good hardcore action film. You know what? I'm completely fine and happy with just being like a cult icon. I'm happy with people going, holy crap, did you remember seeing that movie like Stalker and the Hero? That's a great Saturday night movie to watch when you're having a few beers with the buddies. I'm happy with people saying stuff like that. Or some girl talking about how, oh, Elliot was in his underwear in that film. That's like some real sex appeal. Like, we got to get all the ladies to have a woman's night. We're eating cupcakes and watching that. I'm happy with that too.
I think Blood Fight's going to turn out to be the best film that I've put out so far.
Action.
Cut. Stay right there.
Perfect. I like that. See, that had attitude. You didn't even have attitude. Action.
History has always been about great people.
Then I guess I must be the great one.
Cut. I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. I liked it, but I didn't want to take it home and bring it to bed with me.